Hello and welcome to Unleash Your Inner Witch. My name is Anne, your transcendental coach, and I help you find connect to your higher self while experiencing traditional witchcraft so you can unleash your inner witch. Today we are here to talk about the 8 pagan Sabbats, and that's Sabbat. It's not Sabbath. It has nothing to do with church. It is our holidays of the year. Most of them are centered around a solstice or an equinox, and the other ones are in between points of those. So to get started, moment, make sure all the streams are up. Okay. We are. Okay, we are live everywhere. Above the video, it should say going live on Spotify. Hold on, I'm echoing now. StreamYard, pardon me, going live on StreamYard. Click here so I can see your comments. That will tell me who you are instead of just saying Facebook user in my comment stream since I'm on StreamYard. So the first thing about the pagan Sabbats, what we do, the first thing we talk about is what they what they are, who they streaming to Facebook or YouTube for the first time, and it's there we go. Okay, so what they represent. So the winter, spring, summer, and autumn Sabbats, which are Yule, Ostara, Litha, and Mabon, follow a equinox or a solstice, and those are astrological events. They're around the same time every year. They fall between a few days, usually between the 20th and the 22nd of the month. If you are just trying to plan it ahead or around in your head, I always go for about the 21st, and then I look them up every year, but that just gives me a ballpark of when to be prepared. And the other ones, which are Imbolc, Beltane, Lunarsar Lammas, and Samhain, as Halloween, people know more traditionally, those fall almost directly in between those at the beginning or the end of a month. When you're looking at a wheel of the year, generally Yule is at the top. That is our winter solstice. That is the return of the sun, the rebirth of the god. So it kind of starts a circle. It's a life, a life circle. So those are there are festivals for each based on the gods or goddesses that were worshipped at the time. They also, again, all of them being linked to astrological cycles, you don't have to worship or refer to any god or goddess. It can be done just as a earth-based cycle. My brain's all over the place today, apparently. So winter solstice, midwinter, late December, that is the 21st. It is the return of the sun. So December 21st is when our days are going to start getting a little longer. The winter solstice is one of the 2 times of the year where our days and nights are the exact same length. And now I'm talking from the northern hemisphere. So if you are in, say, Australia, your Yule is polar opposite. It's going to be in July. I think around Litha. So they're opposite because it's an astrological event and it's based on where the sun is. So the turning of the earth changes that as well. So I'm just going to go by them one by one. We'll skip the dates and we'll just go by the astrological event. So winter solstice. It is a good time to renew spells, protection spells on your home, protection jars that you may have. Traditional aspects, you do the Yule log, and that's a fire that burns overnight. Or some more traditionally now, it's a cake, a rolled cake. You can do our solstice festival. We talked about things we've learned this year, things we grieved, things we've let go of, and set intentions for the following year, since our Yule is in December. Imbolc or Candlemas is also a St. Bridget's feast. Generally, is how it is. I don't want to say Christianized, but it is a. Bridget was a deity that gave fertility, blessings, oversaw poetry, crafts, prophecy, that sort of thing. So that celebrates coming of spring and awakening of the earth. It is a fire festival, so bonfires, make and anoint candles for the year, ritual cleansings and baths with herbs and flowers, spring cleaning, and re-perform all your home blessings. Not just your protection spells, but all the blessings you do in your home throughout the year. The next one is Ostara, spring equinox. That is around Easter time. Is what it is more currently seen as. It celebrates that day and night coming back and the fertility of the earth. Rabbits, eggs, those are symbols of those fertile things. So that is why that is a symbolism of that time of year. I'm going off of our planner, by the way, for this to just give you these little quirks. I'm just reading kind of parts of it. So ways to celebrate this would be dyeing eggs, using fresh dyes, natural dyes, hosting egg hunts, practice balance, yoga classes, that sort of thing. And it's a great time to start your garden seedlings and bless your garden for the year. The next is Beltane, which is May Day. Most commonly known with the maypole ribbons going around the twirling around the pole, braiding it around the pole. Males and females at the time, or still today, everybody would hold it, and it would, as you're braiding it, you get closer and closer, and it would push couples together. So it was just a fun thing to do. The Gaia, the Earth, and Green Man were deities that were celebrated then, and that's because they are also symbolisms of fertility and abundance upon the earth. So there's a dance around the maypole, flower wreaths for your hair. It's also a fire festival, so holding bonfires. We like fires, apparently. Planting your fairy gardens, leaving gifts out for the fairies, something I always loved doing with my kids when they were younger. It is a great time to start gathering natural herbs and whatnot out in nature, picnics, hikes, that sorts of things. And if you created a Beltane well, which is another bit of spell work I have in the planner, you can symbolically nourish and bless your garden again with that water from that Beltane well. So let's see, and then Litha is the next. That's our summer solstice. By the way, Ostara is spring equinox, so that's again where that balance is coming in. Litha is our summer festival, summer solstice. It is Shakespearean term of A Midsummer's Night's Dreams comes from this era. It is celebration marking the longest day and the shortest night of the year, because this is where that turns around again. It is also a fire festival. It worships sun deities because it's summer, so height of the year. Ein, Belanos, Bast, Horus. I list several across all theologies. Ways to celebrate this, again, with your kids: create a fairy door that looks like it's coming into your house to welcome them in out of the heat, or your garden. Picnics, picking fresh fruits and vegetables for a feast, and have a midsummer night party in the woods or in a field. Great time for camping and that sort of thing as well. Solar offerings and worshiping or giving back to the sun. The following one is Lunasa or Lammas. That is generally around August 1st. It celebrates the first harvest and the beginning of our descent into the dark half of the year. Things are going to start getting colder around that time in most areas in our hemisphere. It is a thanks for abundance on the earth. It honors deities of the harvest, mainly Lu is who it was reflected on. He was a great craftsman. He was very proud of his work. So it is a great time to reflect on the fruits of our labor and make plans for the colder months. Because it's a harvest festival, breads are big here. Making fresh breads, making preserves, jams, jellies from fruits, especially if you've harvested them yourself. It is a great time to do food donations, food drives with your family, and make your corn dollies and that sort of thing. It is also a good time to, the in-betweens are generally really good when we would refresh, again, the home blessings and protection spells. Mabon is the next. That's autumn equinox. It's one that, I don't know, for some reason it's never really talked about as much as others, but it's celebrating the balance of the lightness and dark, and it's our second harvest. Mabon is in it's not usually, it is in September, again, right around the 21st or so. Let's see, where's my calendar? It is actually the 23rd this year. Because it's an astrological event, it changes ever so slightly every year. Again, this is a good time to donate foods, volunteer at a soup kitchen. Cornucopias are a big symbolism of this time of year because it's showing that plentiness. If you don't have your own garden, go to pick your own farms and involve your family that way. And it is a great time to do spells for balance and harmonization in your home and in the environment, because it is a gathering festival. Thank you, Randy. For balance and harmony within oneself. So it's a good time to reflect. That's another time of year to pull all of those things in while we're being thankful for the abundances in our life. And then, of course, Samhain, dusk, October 31st through dusk, November 1st. It is a time when the veil is the thinnest. It's a time of transition between the end of that harvest season and coming into the colder months. It is a great time to honor our ancestors and loved ones. And it's also a great time for personal discovery and birth. When that veil is thinner, we are more likely to not just reflect on ourselves, but feel the way we're reflecting. It's a great time for shadow work. Traditionally, pumpkins were carved for protection, so that's a great thing to do with your family. Besoms, brooms for cleansing, ritual cleansing. Wreaths, toast your pumpkin seeds. Again, fire festival, great time for bonfires. It's a great time to set up an ancestral altar. If you don't have it, you don't have to leave it, but it's great for the season. And divination is really good here because, again, the veil is thinner, so tarot and those sort of things. But you can also have fun with your family with peeling apples or twisting the stems to find out your true love's first letter's name. With my name starting with an A, my husband always just grabs his apple and jerks the stem off when he does it, so he makes sure he gets A. So again, great time to connect with yourself and with loved ones, especially those that have passed. And I am going to take a second here to share my screen, and so I can show you some of this planner that I thought I was ready to send out, but I just noticed a typo while I was going through that, so I'm going to read that again real quick. Let's see, present, share screen, and which one is it? Should be this one. Okay, so it has come to 118 pages. I have a cover. I have a little information sheet here on how the moons are in the calendars. So, and an info on how my spell work is written. My spell sheets are written out so you can know the format. Each month has at least one page that tells about the month. If it has a Sabbat at that time, there's also another page for that. Every month has at least one spell sheet. Some of them, if they had one that led into another, like using the elixir of Brigid for doing the cleansing ritual, those were added there. I have a few others with more than one, I think. Maybe not. Maybe I just want to do that there. I do here in Maven. I have more there. Samhain as well. I left the solstice ceremony in here for Yule. And then a little cheat sheet here on how to make the different waters, which is not things you can exchange. In November, this isn't a Sabbat, but it is a... I don't want to say a holy day for witches, but Hecate is the goddess of witches. Her night is November 13th, which falls right around the the dark moon. It's called Ekatesia, and it is a Greek festival. So I put a drawing down of the moon, dark moon, not just the moon, dark moon, specifically for her. And let's see what else is in here that I have tried my best to make it worth the time, worth the wait. I have the one page. Let's see, I'll go to January here. So I have the one page per month for January. Started with shadow work basics there. There's a one-page month calendar, space for notes. Each of your moons are listed. Oh, on that first sheet, I have information about the moon of the month as well. And then I have 5 of the new week, new opportunities pages for you to put weekly intentions, ideas, your weekly affirmation, and plenty of space to write notes for the week. I actually printed this out and started writing on it just to make sure there was enough space for that. I don't know if you can hear the baby screaming. She is ready today. It's back to nap time. She just woke up. I don't know if she's going to make it through lunch. And then again, the same thing, February, went into in bulk. For the spells, I have the Sabbats listed, the moons listed, and then that first page back here shows the key, or what those mean on the calendar, and what each moon is good for working with as well. So hopefully those of you that purchased that upgrade on the workshop enjoy that. I have lost my camera here. There we go. So we can... I'm glad you like it, Randy. I sent you a message because I need a proofreader, clearly, because I've already found typos. So if you message me on Facebook, I will get yours sent over immediately so you can poke at that for me if you don't mind. So all in all, it is, I've tried to make it a planner that I would use. I've left room for The squares on the month seem to be big enough to put some notes in, but I left those weekly pages, and then wanted to make sure there was that spell work information for each month or time as well, be it just a month. So the months that don't have a Sabbat attached, they've just got something for that's good during that month. Sometimes it pertains to the moon, and sometimes it pertains to just the time of year, or another spell that's I did a full day ritual for 1 month on how to start your day, do the whole full day as a self-care ritual. So I've tried to tie something in every month that is useful in our path. I think I'm going to print it as a 3-ring binder. I'm not sure. I haven't decided yet. So I can tuck more notes in. That way I can make it even better next year. But I am really looking forward to getting that. If you have any questions about it, if you, again, that planner is an upgrade for the upcoming Pagan Year workshop that is next week, a week from today, a week from yesterday. It's on the 19th. And in that workshop, we'll go in depth with each of these. I just kind of give you an overview of each of them today. We'll go in depth on those. We'll talk about specific spells and whatnot that are good for the season, things we can do for ourselves for the season, and how to create your own. And the way I do that, and again, we'll go in depth in the workshop, but I take the correspondences for each month or each season or each Sabbat. In your planner, there will be pages. There will be on the page for the month and the page for the Sabbat, there are correspondences with colors, stones or crystals, herbs, plants, some of it's foods, because I'll have like apples and lemons and breads and stuff like that in there. But all the correspondences that tie into that particular time of year. And you think of the type of thing you're wanting to do. So the full moon cleansing ritual, I took protection and cleansing herbs and created like a bath sachet for that. So that's the final thing, is washing with that. It's near, bathing that in the year. I would use sachet. I hate the stuff in my tub. I put it in like a reusable tea bag, or it doesn't have to be reusable, but a tea bag or a muslin bag. And I kind of steep my bath with it instead of having all this stuff in my tub. I know some people don't mind that. 1, I don't like to clean up. 2, I don't like it on my skin. And 3, my plumbing is finicky, so I don't need anything extra in there. So I have things like that up where it, I'm going to pull up the planner because off the top of my head, I can't remember what I started the day with. Okay, so start the morning. Oh, fresh lemon, warm water, fresh lemon. That is a cleansing. Meditations and cleansing. A stomach heal with a day of light foods. Body detox, and then how to set up a sacred space, reflect on your day, and again, what to use in that bath for just a self-cleansing. So when you're creating your own spells, take your intent, whatever it is, and your vessel, be it going to be your cauldron, you want to make a jar, you want to make a sachet for your bath, and add things to it. In the bath sachet, you could even add, if you're doing, it's a self-care ritual, you could add rose quartz for self-love. When you're done, take it out of the bag. You can always reuse your crystals. Or you can just set them up around the edge of the tub. There's, I just have candles here, but you could do pink candles, and that adds to that self-love. You take anything. Intent is the biggest thing of witchcraft. So if you're taking even if you just have a pink candle and a rose quartz next to the tub, and that's your imagery, your intent matters. if you add sea salt, rosemary for the cleansing and the purification, just to refresh yourself and your body, that is just an added step. So as you're going through the planner, or if you're looking at the ones that I add in the group, some of these will be added in the group, but you'll only get them one at a time as they're coming through the year. It won't be as fun as having the whole planner at your disposal. I hear a little feet print coming down here, Nanny. It's a sorry, where was I at? Oh, we'll be getting those throughout the year, but not all at once. So, and not all of them per se. You'll get some, like the solstice ritual that I put up. The ones that I do have in there, you can always print and add to the Healing a Broken Heart, the Wolf Moon ritual. Those sort of things can always be added to this. I've tried to make it to where the spell work is on opposite pages. So if you save it and get rid of the planner portion, the monthly portions, the dated portions, you can still keep all the spell pages as well. I tried to keep up with that in the, that's why I have those extra pages tucked in there, so that your spells are printed on an odd even. That way your month calendar pages and your weekly pages are disposable. So again, that is an upgrade with the workshop, which is next week. The prices will go up again next week. So if you are interested in that after seeing this preview, check the event for a Pagan Year workshop, and click that link. Get that upgrade now because it does go up again Monday. And I will see you next week.